This has been my first headlining tour. I didn't plan to do a tour. Like, I planned to just do a couple shows and just have fun, you know? I never expected it to do what it's done. My animals I miss, you know, I really miss them, but like getting to come home, oh, Wookie, he screams. As soon as he sees me, he screams and comes running. But it's a lot of work, you know, a farm is a lot of work. All these animals are not easy or not cheap. It's not for the faint of heart. It really makes me appreciate it more when I'm gone because I'm like, this is where I belong, you know?
Because the bitch posted a picture of me one time when I was on tour and said, Mathews is fatter in person. And I commented on it. I said, bitch, so is your mama. We don't talk about that.
We're at the last show of the tour before the special. We've done a lot of shows. We've been on tour for over a year and a half. And we're gonna do a show tonight in Evans, Georgia. One last sold out show. And then next weekend, we're filming the special.
It's been fun, it's been very interesting. Matt's fans are fanatic, unlike any I've seen before. Most of them have never been to a comedy show before. And so just to get their feelings on their experience and how Matt has made them feel, how he has, you know, kind of just motivated them to, you know, want to be better. They come out, they will stand in the heat, in the rain. They are there for like an hour before the show even opens, like the doors even open, just standing in line. Like, that's crazy. Like, who does that? That's a phenomenon in comedy. You don't see that much.
My hometown special is next week, and I'm feeling all of the feelings. I got butterflies in my butthole. Like, I am nervous. I'm nervous because not only do we have 2 sold out shows in a theater that I grew up going to, you know, a theater that I grew up seeing Christmas movies and it's an iconic, beautiful theater. But I'm also nervous because I'm in my hometown. There's gonna be people that grew up with me, people that know me from a long time ago, seeing my show for the first time, seeing me perform for the first time. My family's gonna be there. And so I really don't wanna fuck it up. I don't wanna fuck it up. Definitely a full circle moment because I started this tour in Birmingham at the Stardome with 450 people. And I'm ending this tour in Birmingham, filming my special for 4,500 people. So it's really amazing. I grew up in Bessemer, Alabama. You know, a little bit of the hood. And it's a struggle, you know? My birth mother, her name was Renee. She was an alcoholic and an addict. She lost her battle to addiction in 2007. She had a lot of demons. We moved a lot, so pretty much every time the rent was due. You know, like we lived in government housing and people would shoot all the time around us, and my mom was just crazy as hell. She'd put her head out the window and be like, I got a baby trying to sleep in here. And I'm like, bitch, you better get shot. When I was 9 years old, my dad finally decided that, you know, it was time for him to get custody of me, and he remarried my mom. So this woman didn't give birth to me, you know, but she taught me how to drive. She did my homework with me. She took me to school. For the first time, I really kind of like knew what a mom was. And to me, that was my mom and I was her son, and there was no difference. And her friends didn't know I wasn't her real son. And it was nothing that we talked about because that was my mom. So I have my biological mom who loved me in just the best way that she knew how. She did the best that she could. And then thankfully, my mom came into my life at a very early age. And then I lost her in 2015 to an addiction that we didn't even know that she had. So, you know, a lot of loss, but you know, I feel like that makes me the person that I am today. High school was good for me. You know, in high school, I hated it. I was like, I'll never go back there. And now I was like, bitch, if I could go back to high school, I would go in a quick minute. It looks the same. I cussed out many of bitches on this little strip right here. I mean, yeah, I was picked on. People made fun of me for being gay or whatever, but they ain't stuffed me in no locker, because I will punch a bitch in the throat, okay? I mean, I didn't get, like, beat up or bullied or... I had a good time in high school. It's funny now, because, like, all the guys that used to pick on me for being gay, now they're bald and they slide into my DMs. Can you get me and my wife tickets to your show? Suck my ass. I ain't getting you shit. I was always kicked out of class because I was the mouth, you know? This is where I got arrested for threatening to blow the school up. Now look, I didn't like really say I was gonna blow the, like, yes I did. What am I talking about? It wasn't like a real terroristic threat, right? She came up and was like, give me your phone, because I was on my phone. And she's like, give me your phone. I was like, bitch, you ain't get my phone. I'll blow this bitch up before you get my phone.
Let's just say one day he was just doing the most. Sometimes you can say things that you can't say in public places, and it required me calling someone above my pay grade to decide how to handle a situation. I always said that, you know, he did his first stand-up in my class. He's always been funny. Sometimes I would have to like put him out and laugh at my desk with my face in my hands. A lot of times I'd send him out in the hall and I'd be like, you're killing me. I'd go out there and laugh with him for a minute. I'm like, you need a timeout. It was a long day when I'd had Matt in class, because, you know, I'd leave tired. He's got a lot of energy.
I grew up with Miss Huffman. She was with me when my biological mom died. She was there when my mom died. You know, so she was a confidant for me, you know, in school. Pissed me the fuck off a lot of times, but she was really special and still holds a special place in my heart, even if she did get me arrested.
I bet no, let's quote unquote, celebrity checks their DMs as much as you do.
I'm not a celebrity.
No person with a following probably checks their DMs as much as you do.
Well,
I bet people don't know that.
I like to talk to
sending
people.
you these random messages. You'll probably never see this. He did. He reads everything.
This is emotional. We're at the Economy Inn, whatever you want to call it. This is the motel that I lived at with my mom. This little wing restaurant right here used to be a Waffle House, and my mom worked at this Waffle House. This is where I told her that my 4th grade teacher wanted to have a parent-teacher conference with her because I was being bad in school and getting in a lot of trouble. And my mom went to the parent-teacher conference and beat the shit out of my 4th grade teacher, and she went to jail. So, this is it. You can't tell me nothing now, baby, because I started from the bottom. So, we're going to Timberline West apartment homes. One of the many apartments that we lived in. This is probably, I feel like, one of the nicer ones. We lived in this apartment right here, me and my mom. They cleaned it up good. It looks good now. It looks good. Y'all not gonna get me crying out here. You're not gonna get me crying, but it's really cool to see just like starting here and being able to accomplish so much, you know? Like it's a really cool moment. Wrap. It's a wrap.